morning, Shem Stars. Welcome to the class of chemistry. Today we will begin with the topic crystal lattices and unit cells. It is a 3D arrangement of particles in a crystal as shown in the slide, in which each particle is depicted as a point, also called lattice point or lattice site. This particle may be an atom, molecule, or an ion. These lattice points are joined by straight lines to bring out the geometry of the lattice. Red shaded part, that is unit cell, which is smallest portion of a crystal lattice, when repeated in different directions generates the entire lattice. Magnified picture of a unit cell, which is characterized by 6 parameters: A, B, C, alpha, beta and gamma, where A, B, C, these are the 3 edges, and alpha, beta and gamma are the angles between the edges. Now, for the further study of unit cells, we broadly classify unit cells into 2 categories: primitive and centered. Primitive, where particles are present only on corner positions of a unit cell, whereas centered, one or more constituent particles present at positions other than corners in addition to those at corners. Further, primitive unit cells are of 7 types: cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, hexagonal, rhombohedral or trigonal, monoclinic and triclinic, where each primitive unit cell with possible variations of edge lengths and axial angles. As a result, cubic displays 3 possible variations: primitive, body-centered and face-centered, where all sides are of same length and angles between faces are of 90 degree. In case of tetragonal, 2 possible tetragonal lattices, primitive and body-centered, where one side different in length to the other and 2 angles between face are of 90 degree. Orthorhombic, where 4 possible variations: primitive, body-centered, face-centered, end-centered, where unequal sides but angles between faces are of 90 degree. Hexagonal lattice, with just one primitive unit cell, where one side different in length to the other 2, the marked angles on the faces are of 60 degree. Rhombohedral or trigonal, again it's of primitive unit cell nature, where all sides of equal length, angles on 2 faces are less than 90 degree. Next one is monoclinic, with 2 possible variations: primitive and end-centered, where unequal sides, 2 faces have angles different to 90 degree. Last one, triclinic lattice, again it's of primitive unit cell, where unequal sides A, B, C and alpha, beta, gamma are unequal angles with none equal to 90 degree. Last but not the least, centered unit cells, which are of 3 types: body-centered, face-centered and end-centered. Body-centered unit cells contain one particle at its body center besides ones that are at its corners. Face-centered unit cells contain one constituent particle at the center of each face besides the ones that are at its corners. Whereas end-centered unit cells, where one constituent particle is present at the center of any 2 opposite faces besides the ones present at its corners. So, in total, there are 14 possible 3D lattices. These are called Bravais lattices after the name of French mathematician who first described these all. That's all for today. Thank you, Shem Stars. That's all for today. You can drop your queries on Google Classroom. Take care.